So I cannot be the best version of a mom for my child because I'm showing him that you need to sacrifice your personal joy and personal happiness for another being, and I don't want him to do this for anybody. And I think actually it's like a misconception in our brain. Why, when we perceive the highest joy and fulfillment in our life, need somebody else to prove?
That's what most of us have been brought up. If you work really hard, you're going to be able to find success. And you work, and no matter whether you like it or not, it's just working hard and burning the midnight oil. It's the expression we use here in the U.S. But is that really true? I mean, people should ask themselves, is that really true? Because
Welcome to the Alchemy of Success Coffee Break. I'm Anna.
And I'm Pedro. And today's episode is, what is the most important thing in your household? Emotional stability or financial stability? So I'll be going to be asking Anna a couple of questions because she's a mom. And I want to get her perspective and share that perspective with everybody else. So Anna, blah, 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 blah.
Because I had this feeling for many years before I started on this path of like self-awareness that I need to give to my child more financial possibility or to see more the world, as I haven't been traveling at all till I became like a adult and leave the country. So he started traveling in the age of 5 months or 7 months. You know what I mean? Like, but now started shifting, of course, and when we understand what we missed as children and see how we try to, compensate, to stop ourselves when we see, okay, we're doing it out of compensation and not out of, it's like what we'd like to do. It's like to differentiate it. Yeah.
So let me ask you this as a mother. So as a mother, would you say that the emotional stability of a child is more important than the financial stability?
Definitely.
Okay.
100%. So that's why, even if it sometimes hurts me, you know, when I cannot be always around him, every time when I'm there or we have a conversation, I really try to create this safe space, emotional safe space, where he can share. And I'm not always good, right? It's a process, but I get better and better, because I remember a few months ago when we were talking, when he suddenly came up with all this bullying in the school and whatsoever. And he told a lot about his emotional state and how he experienced it. And I give him this space and I give him this feeling of that's all good the way he feels. And I didn't try to suppress his emotion or the way how he see it. What I get as a feedback from his coach that we engage after that, he said, okay, normally a child at his age won't share this deepness with his parents. You know, how he did it with you. So it's definitely, I see how important it is. I don't need to sit with him in one room so he feel the support or that I'm there. He just need me to be around. You know what I mean? He still wants his freedom and he doesn't want to spend so much time with me, but just knowing, okay, my mom is in the other room, or like I can reach out to her. That is what it's like.
The mom
this
energy.
Security. Exactly. Yeah. So it's not the money. Of course, children want to have this and this and this. It's like always there, but it's not this level of, a valuable.
So how do you balance that? So take me through that, because I want to know from you. I want to, because I'm not a parent, like I said. So take me through that. Like, how do you balance the emotion? All right, so the emotional state is more important, which I personally agree, even though I'm not a parent. But how do you balance also leveling up the financial piece of it? How do you balance those two? Because that's difficult. To me, I'm trying to logically think the process of that. Like, one has to sacrifice over the other, but maybe we don't. So how do you do that? How do you keep that in perspective?
I'm currently in the process of shifting. So what do I mean by this? As I work as an employee for many, many years, and I had a very good salary and very stable income and so on, I was working a lot and I was able to give him a lot, right? So financially, to experience all of this. So recently, as the last 2 years or 1.5 years, like the thing shifted, the business I was doing kind of like needed to end for a reason. So last year, I spent a lot of time with giving him this emotional space. So I spent a lot of time with him and like really being there for him. But then the financial part was struggling. So what happened is I realized I shifted from a strong masculine energy, then going completely to, okay, I drop everything. I needed to reset within myself. So I was available, very strong emotionally there, the feminine aspect. And now this year is kind of a year of rebalancing them. Okay. But I would lie to you if I say that I'm at this place where I wanted to be,
Hmm.
as of course going very strong from a masculine for years over years to a very strong feminine, but also no actions, like really how to say it, dedication in the area of creating again financial sources. Now I needed this year to shift again and to start rebalancing. So what I managed to do this year, so I was focusing a lot of work, but when I was with him, I really, to the best of my ability, try to focus and create like experiences that really sticks. You know, like this moments that even if I'm not around, as I'm currently building from the scratch everything, he still knows, okay, mom is always around me. So I was like trying to implant within him so that I'm always with him, that he's always in my heart, that energetically we are always connected, that every time he needs me, I'm there. And even if it's like we sit in a Zoom, he's playing his game and I'm just doing my stuff, but we're like at least sharing this room across countries. So he knows, okay, mom is there, right? The best way how it's gonna have it, how I'd like to have it, is actually to create this beautiful home again for us. When he's at school, I can do my business. And of course, with some exceptions, maybe as he's growing up at the evening having here or there some appointment. But when we're together, to have to create for a certain time this safe space to share how was the day, what was the things that happens, and I really try to bring him in the conversation more deeper to the feelings, to
Hmm.
what he experienced, what was challenging, because otherwise his answer is just, how was your day? Good. How was the school? Good. So it's like everything is good. So I need always to go to a topic that he loves, where he opens his talkative way, and then from there to circle back to topics where maybe he experienced some challenges or whatsoever. But I'm not yet there. So let me say this way,
Well,
to
that's
this
fine.
perfect balance.
That's fine. I'm just curious because it's, I can only imagine, like I said, imagine how difficult that is to have that good balance, building a strong internal home for the child while you're trying to build this external world. It gives them a little bit more freedom.
I think one of the challenging part for parents, at least for me, what I experience is how much or this belief sometimes that we as a parents need to sacrifice in order to create beautiful life for our children. And it's like really to find this way of, I can live a fulfilled, happy life within myself and persuade my purpose and my dream, and I can integrate this with my child in this life. So what I mean by that is, just a simple example. My child is living currently in Germany. I'm grateful for this country. I'm grateful for everything that this country gives to me, but I'm done, energetically done with this country. So I know I need to move out. So, and now it's, of course, a lot of parents will say, okay, in order for my child to feel good, I won't pursue this dream. I will stay there just for my child to feel good. But I understood, for me, if I do this, I'm coming back into the same circle where I don't feel happy. I don't feel fulfilled. So I cannot be the best version of a mom for my child because I'm showing him that you need to sacrifice your personal joy and personal happiness for another being. And I don't want him to do this for anybody. And I think actually it's like a misconception in our brain. Why, when we perceive the highest joy and fulfillment in our life, need somebody else to struggle? I think that's something that just our ego tried to tell us. When the one feels happy, the other one needs to struggle. Why cannot be including?
I want you to expand on that. I agree with you because we go back to the notion of working really hard. That's why most of us have been brought up. If you work really hard, you're going to be able to find success. And you work, and no matter whether you like it or not, it's just working hard and burning the midnight oil. It's the expression we use here in the U.S. But is that really true? I mean, people should ask themselves, is that really true? Because now, based on what I'm doing right now, my current situation, my current career, yes, sometimes they're long days, but I don't even feel it. I don't even sense it. I'm still a lot of energy. I'm still very happy. It's because when you're doing something that you love, that you're passionate about, the hours are different. The time, the energy is different. Everything emotionally is different. Everything just feels very different, very, I would say, relaxed and more chilled, more in tune with happiness and joy versus going something that you really are not loving. You're going against the grind just to get a specific outcome, which could be, obviously, in this case, is mostly money, financial stability, but perhaps there is financial stability with something that you're passionate about. Might not be as much to what you're used to, but there's something there that you could be happy with. So what is your perception about that? Hard work, you're just beating down into, us as kids. I know you've been through that just like I have.
So for me, I think that is like one of my biggest belief holding. In order to be successful, you need to work hard because it's the way how I grew up. So it's coming from the environment. I think growing in a East European country, the most of the people there are growing with this one belief. And I think the hard work has this, how to say, not very nice underlying taste. Okay. Like you said, because very often hard work, we put it with, I don't like it. I force myself. It's not flowing. And like you said, easy work doesn't mean less work, but it means working from a flow where your energy supports you to a level that when you're done with the work, you feel more energized and you have actually more energy to spend time with the people you love also. And I think one of the also misperception, again, connected with between working hard and being a mom, or like working mom, so to say, that in our society, we think when you spend a lot of time with your child, then you are a good mom. That's like the step, okay? When you're a working mom, and especially you work a lot, you're not good mom. But let me tell you something. What I have experienced also, and don't take it personally, but a lot of times, even moms who are staying at home, they work as hard as the working moms because you have the household, you have the cleaning, you have the cooking, you have all this kind of stuff. So actually, it's not that you are spending so much quality time, even if you quantitative are available, because all the other things is also a lot of work, right? So holding a family, it's also a lot of work. So for me, it's actually better to understand, even if I work a lot, not hard, I work a lot because I enjoy it. When I have this energy and I come home, or in the morning, I can decide to start later. So I think that was one of the reasons perceiving entrepreneurship is to decide when to start and when to end in my day, so more or less. Then I can spend quality time. And this quality time sticks with the children. It's actually the specific experiences that created an emotional blueprint in their body, and that gives them this kind of like emotional connection.
Yeah, quality over quantities. Oh,
Definitely. And it's like that's why it's the question, I think, that can get to very not complicated, but very wide. What is your definition of success? Again, coming back to the topic. If your definition of success is providing as much as possible value for humanity in any shape or form, whether it's a product, whether it's a service, whatever, like we say, that's your top priority, then of course you will be a person who invests more time in your work or in your business, in your endeavor. If your definition of success is creating an amazing family, raising your children, having this warm home and creating and so on, then of course you're going to put more energy and time. And yet it's exactly as hard work as the other one. But if you follow your own definition of success, how your life looks successful, it doesn't feel like a hard work, because that's what really drives you internally. And, to see that some people who has the definition, for example, of success of creating a beautiful home, beautiful family, judge the other one that want to create more service for humanity or for whatsoever, and the other way around. Why? I think the only problem we have nowadays is in all these things is the judgmental of the people, because everybody looks from their own perception and they look from their own filter and see what the other one do or doesn't do. And that's why they say, oh, that's good or that's not good. Oh, that's successful or that's not successful. How do you define it? If the definition of success for this person is to create a huge family, I think that's the biggest problem nowadays, actually, why we feel kind of sometimes not being able to balance our life is because we are afraid of being judged. Or like, are we going to be perceived as a successful person, as a person who create value for society? And we measure to some kind of, parameters that someone in social media tells you. This is, and this is, and this is, and this is. But this person or these people, they just see it through their own lens. And depending on what you expected or what's your, what's your filter of what kind of social media you're using or what kind of mediums you're consuming, you see this or this, right? And then you're right. But you forgot to ask yourself.
Well, we're going to end it here. And thank you so much. Thank you, Anna, for sharing your point of view on this, because I think it's a question that I know is in a lot of people's minds because of of what we go through, and especially I wanted to make sure that people get a platform where you could talk about the mothers and the parents' point of view when they're struggling. What's more important, emotional or external, material? So I want to say thank you, and I want you guys to really put your comments at the bottom. Give your perspective, share your opinions, and ask us any questions that you may have. And share this content with somebody. Maybe it stirs a conversation looking back at your home. Which one is more important to you? With no judgment. Whatever it is, and with no judgment. But just try to start this conversation, because I think it's an important one, especially with our children. What do they need? What are their needs? Versus what we think their needs are. That's an important question, I think. Do you agree?
And yet, read between the lines. Mm-hmm. Because if you ask my child, he'll say, yeah, he loves money. He's a projector, so he loves money, right? But when you read his body language, you can see that the emotional stability is way more important. The other one is these comparisons with the friends and whatsoever.
Good point. So thank you for everybody, and see you next week, next episode. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Click on one of the videos below and don't forget to like and subscribe.